How's it going, guys? Alpha here, bringing you my NPL Week 4 team builder, and this week, my Rocky Mountain Marowaks take on the Texas Tyrantrums and their coach, Reckless Bat. Nick is a really good friend of mine, definitely go check him out. And yeah, so we're coming off our first loss of the season, a narrow 1-0 loss to Aki and his Stunfisk. And so this week we're taking on Nick, and his team is annoying, we'll put it that way. It's, full of bulky, disgusting mons, and then you have like Thunderous Eye and Haxorus just to sweep my shit away. Also, Behemoth switch-ins do not exist. So, looking at his squad, you see Mega Venusaur, Clefable, Arcanine, Thunderous Eye, Haxorus, Komala, Doublade, Hawlucha, Spiritomb, Quagsire, and Behemoth. I looked at this team and I just thought, wow, Tapu Lele does nothing in this game, so Tapu Lele is not coming to this game. Long story short, I have a couple of things worked out to make this hopefully go pretty well. It's the first game I'm not going to have Misty Terrain around, so I'm going to take advantage of that and bring my typical status shit and see what happens. But here's the squad we're rocking with. First off, we have Rapture, our Garchomp, holding the Life Orb this week. First week I'm not using the Z Crystal. With Rough Skin, Earthquake, Swords Dance, Dragon Claw, and Poison Jab, 252 in attack, 36 in special defense, 220 in speed with a Jolly Nature. This thing puts in massive amounts of work against his team. Long story short, his entire team, save for Mega Venusaur and Hawlucha and Thundurus, is 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake. Oh, and Quagsire. Hello, Quagsire. But still, or at least the combination of Earthquake and Poison Jab or Dragon Claw. Clefable is 2-hit KO'd, or cannot switch into an Earthquake because it dies to Poison Jab. Nothing else can really switch into an Earthquake. Arcanine can switch into an Earthquake because of Intimidate, but it cannot take another one. So that's the thing. Thundurus is scary because it still OHKOs me with HP Ice no matter what I do. I need to make sure that I don't let that happen. Also, Thundurus in general is just really scary for my team. It's why Jolteon's here, because it's the one thing that stops Thundy from sweeping my ass. So anyway, so you see this set. His Dragon is Haxorus. Haxorus gets naturally OHKO'd by Dragon Claw. Not at +2. If I get to +2, everything on his team dies except for, obviously, Unaware Quag, Unaware Clefable, and Mega Venusaur. So that's really, really good to know. And obviously, Thundurus kind of checks Garchomp entirely, but still everything else on his team's 2-hit KO. Thundurus is also 2-hit KO'd if I somehow get it like paralyzed or something, which can't happen because it's a fucking electric type. Hello. But so that's what we're working with. Oh, and fucking Doublade I think is even 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake, so that's really good to know. Next up, we have Elias, my Tornadus Therian, holding the Life Orb with Regenerator, Hurricane, Knockoff, U-Turn, and Sludge Wave, 4 in HP, 12 in attack, 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense, and 236 in speed with a Hasty Nature. Long story short, this is my, really my best answer to a Thundy that isn't packing T-Wave, at least in terms of, Jolteon's always going to be my best answer, but this at least outspeeds Thundy, which is really good. Knockoff is obviously there primarily for the Doublade, but it also hits Behemoth relatively hard if it's switching into me for some reason. U-Turn gives me massive initiative on this team. And the combination of Sludge Wave and Hurricane hits everything really freaking hard. Clefable gets hit really hard. Mega Venusaur gets blown back by Hurricane. Arcanine does not appreciate a Hurricane. Thundurus does not appreciate a Sludge Wave. It's a really good position to be in with this thing, so that's that. Realistically, this thing has a huge opportunity to put in lots of work on this team. Unfortunately, after I knock off the Violate, there's not much it can do to Doublade because it's immune to Sludge Wave. It resists the U-Turn and Hurricane, but it's only got base 50 special defense, so it's not that big of a deal. Big thing to watch out for, obviously here with Thundurus, is I have to keep it healthy enough where switching back into rocks won't bring it like under half, so I have to keep that in mind, because if I bring it under half, it's in danger to be picked off by an Arcanine Earthquake. Hello? What? Arcanine Extreme Speed, they both start with E, I guess? I don't know. A Doublade Shadow Snake, obviously. Unburden Hawlucha becomes a problem then, and Shadow Sneak from Spiritomb, all of those types of things, so I have to be careful about that. But overall, it's a really good matchup. Tornadus outspeeds everything on his team, except for Unburden Hawlucha, which is really, really clutch. That's what this speed is for, by the way, 236. And yeah, hopefully I keep putting some work, because I needed to at least knock off the Violator and the Doublade. Even though it's not that big of a deal, it's still something that's pretty important for this battle. Next up, we have Hexadecimal, our Porygon 2 making the debut this week. Holding a Violet with Trace, Recover, Toxic, Ice Beam, and Shadow Ball. This coverage pretty much hits his entire team. It's not great for Spiritomb. It's not great for really Quagsire either. And it doesn't do a lot to Komala, but other than that, it actually hits his team pretty hard. It could take pretty many hits. It cannot take a +2 Focus Blast, I don't think. So that's kind of a problem. It might be able to. I don't quite remember the calc if I'm being honest, but this thing is huge because it's going to be a really long stally battle, and I already know that. I just really have to bank on being able to keep this thing healthy and with its Violet intact, because I need this thing to be able to switch into things like Thundurus, to things like Clefable if it's like a setup variant, to things like if it's a setup variant, I'm fucked. To even switch into things like Doublade and Haxorus, it's gonna be really important. This is pretty much an all-around wall, even though it's primarily a special this week. But yeah, that's Porygon. It's a rough matchup for it, but I really need that bulk, and Toxic could be pretty important too for everything but the Mega Venusaur and like a Magikarp Clefable. And obviously Komala. Next up we have Babylon, my Mega Aggron. Holding the Aggronite with Sturdy, gets filtered once it Mega Evolves as we know. With Stealth Rock, Heavy Slam, Roar, and Ice Punch, 252 in HP, 236 in defense, 20 in special defense with a Careful Nature. Long story short, if I wanted to keep phasing this week, I couldn't hit everything on his team. But this does allow me to hit the Clefable. I can hit the Mega Venusaur decently okay. I can't hit the Arcanine for shit. I can't really hit the Doublade, and I can't hit the Quagsire all that great either. But everything else I can hit at least relatively decently, and rocks are going to be huge this match. Definitely big for whittling down Venusaur, for whittling down Arcanine and Thundy and Haxorus. Just breaking sashes on potential Sashmons, like I guess Hawlucha technically considered a Sashmon. Really good for just whittling down his team in general. Ice Punch okay, so here's what it was. On second thought, I don't know if I want Roar because I want to be able to phase out any potential setups, and he has a lot of them. Clefable, Haxorus, Thundy, Doublade, Hawlucha. He's got a lot of setup mons. I don't want to deal with that shit, so we're gonna run with this. We're gonna just run with this set that we're rocking with Roar. I can't, like I said, there's a lot of mons I can't hit with this mon, but at least I can phase them out and force them to take rock damage and things like that. In terms of hazard removal, his options are Komala. His option is Komala. That's his only hazard removal on his team, so that's pretty good. As far as rocks go on my side, you'll see I don't have hazard removal. I'm not bringing Feeny. I'm not bringing Top. That's pretty. My team really doesn't care about hazards. I have Tornadus weak and 2 resist, so I'm not that concerned about it. So it's really like I don't even have any weaknesses because Tornadus is, fucking Tornadus. But yeah, that's Aggron. It's definitely going to come up huge. Takes a lot of physical hits against his team. It's immune to the Sludge Bombs from Mega Venusaur, which is huge. And overall, it sits in front of pretty much his entire team except for Tornadus and Thundurus and Behemoth. So that's pretty cool. Also, I still don't really take Specs Psychics from that thing, Behemoth that is. So that's kind of scary. Next up, we have Pariah, our Jolteon, holding the Life Orb this week with Volt Absorb, Heal Bell, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Grass, and Shadow Ball. 20 in HP, 4 in defense, 248 in special attack, and 236 in speed with a modest nature. Okay, so here's the thing with this Pokemon. I have Heal Bell this week because if Garchomp gets burned, I pretty much lose this battle. I am hinging so much on Garchomp winning me this game, it's not even funny. I need to keep it healthy. So that's why we have Heal Bell this week. It's a really, really weird set. I am fully aware. Something I never thought I would ever do with Jolteon, but I didn't really need the 4th move. It would have helped for like I really didn't need the 4th move, honestly. At all. I guess for like Venusaur, kind of. That's about it, really, and I guess... But I could Volt Switch on pretty much everything on his team except for Quagsire, so... I wasn't really that concerned about the 4 moves, and Heal Bell... Like I said, Garchomp is such a huge part of this team, I needed to keep it healthy. If it gets burned, I'm pretty much fucked. So, we're gonna bank on that. In terms of what Jolteon does for this team, it pretty much does... It's pretty much set to dominate everything but unburden Hawlucha. It's my immediate answer to Thundurus Incarnate. It's my Thunderbolt switch in, obviously, and it is my way of pretty much, like I said, dealing with everything that... Any quick mon on his team. Arcanine, Thundurus, Haxorus, Hawlucha, things like that. It hits pretty hard with its Shadow Ball too. Obviously, it's my primary hit for Behemoth next to Knockoff with Tornadus, which is really cool, and U-turn with Tornadus. So, yeah, that's Jolteon. I really, really, really need to keep initiative in this battle, so Jolteon's probably going to play a pretty big part in this battle, honestly. And HP Grass is there for Quagsire because fuck Quagsire. Next up, we have Herschel, our Go-Goat, also making his debut this week with the Assault Vest and Sap Sipper, Pack and Rock Slide, Earthquake, Horn Leech, and Zen Headbutt, 244 in HP, 12 in defense, and 252 in special defense with a careful nature. So this is my best way of taking Thunderous hits on my entire team, even with Eviolite, Porygon, and I guess to a degree Jolteon does pretty well too. But I could freely Volt Switch between Jolteon and Go-Goat and do pretty well in taking hits against that Thunderous, and I could wear it down real easily. With the combination of obviously Volt Switch and Rock Slide, it's not appreciating those hits. So that's pretty much my answer to Thunderous, is bolting around it until it's dead. Other things it does well, it eats Clefable hits, it eats Special Spiritomb hits, it kinda sorta eats Behemoth Specs hits, not really, but it's like good enough. And yeah, it can hit relatively hard. It's like a 4-hit KO for Zen Headbutt on Mega Venusaur, which isn't great. But it does hit somewhat hard. It gives me a grass immunity, which is really nice, even though I'm not bringing Feeny this week anyway. I question whether he'll actually bring Mega Venusaur, just based on the fact that he probably will, just because I have Feeny. But in reality, Venusaur doesn't do too great against my team, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the squad. Nervous about this battle because this is a really fucking weird team. I never thought I would see Assault Vest, Go-Goat, and Heal Build Jolteon on a team I put together, but this is where we've come as a competitive battling team. So here we are. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys like the video and want to share your support, be sure to hit that like button and read the thoughts comment section below. Also, remember to subscribe and drop it today. Don't forget to share, be sharing is caring. Follow me on Twitter, be updates and stuff when videos come out. So we can contact me, and sometimes I'm kind of funny. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will speak to you soon. Peace out.